Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gary, and I hope you all have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are. In today's story, OP found out his fiancée had been cheating on him with an airline pilot months before their wedding, after his wife told him about their affair. Now she is begging for mercy, but will instead be getting served with divorce papers. Now let's get into today's story. My fiancé and I have been together for 4 years. We are both airline pilots who recently got engaged, and the wedding is in a few months. We were looking at buying a house and have actively tried to have a child together with no success. She often would say she loves our life together up until today. Yesterday, my fiancé confessed. She has been cheating on me for the last 6 months with a coworker. She confronted me, crying hysterically, and fully admitted what she had done. That she had messed up royally and wanted me to ask her any questions about the infidelity. Back in December, she worked with this guy that she connected with who I've met before. She talked fondly of him then, and I was concerned at the time that this might be a problem in the future. This is a coworker that lives on the other side of the country and whom she rarely sees at work. I noticed she was hanging out with him every time she passed through a city, and I confronted her directly in February about it. She lied and said there was nothing to worry about since they connected as friends, etc. A few months later, she asked if it was okay if she took a road trip with this guy. To which I responded, saying it was not okay and that even thinking about it was improper. So she didn't go. She once invited him over with other friends, and I met him. Maybe she wanted me to be less suspicious if I knew the guy. The whole night he was trying to win me over, which I wasn't going to let happen as I had my suspicions. Fast forward, she admitted to talking to him a bunch on the phone, and they sporadically had sex approximately 5 times over the last 6 months. I asked her why she was telling me now, and she said because she felt guilty about it, and could not in good conscience say I do without me knowing about her indiscretion. He is leaving his wife, but now she says she doesn't want to be with him. She wants to put in the work, cut him out completely, and have a life with me. I asked why she felt the need to do it. We had spent the entirety of Colgate living together and hanging out every day. Over time, she said, she felt I was less interested in her and she felt disconnected. I didn't initiate sex anymore. She had routinely turned me down early in the relationship, for which I stopped trying. So we had it when she wanted it. She never blamed me through this ordeal and has accepted all the blame. But I do know I'm no saint. It takes 2 to tango in a relationship, and we started to drift apart. I stopped organizing for us to do things, and she felt like she was dragging me to do stuff. In the spring, we talked about our problems, and I have been actively trying to do more and initiate more activities for us to do together. I was trying. She stayed in the guest room last night and cried till 1 in the morning, dry heaving all night. I woke this morning to the same thing at 6 and sogs. Like anyone in this situation, I am deeply hurt, emotionally confused, and feeling lost. This wound is deep and very fresh. I've been cheated on once before, which she knew, and she has been cheated on before as well. I obviously have strong feelings for her, but I do know cheating is a choice and lying and deception is a choice. Up until this point, she always has been a very honest, loving, and caring person who says she is very remorseful. If we do try to work it out, I feel like she will put in the work. But I don't know how I will feel in the future. I've definitely been going through most of the emotional escape mechanisms to cope with this news, and I know I'm not in the right mindset to make good decisions. Update day 6 since Discovery Day. So I told her from day 1 that if she cheated on me, I will leave her. And that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm in the process of moving out, and hopefully this week I'll sign a year lease on a sick waterfront condo. She has taken it upon herself to stay at her best friend's place until I get my departure sorted out. Up until a few days ago, she was trying to come by, asking to talk and be close to me again because she's afraid of losing me. We did more communicating in the last week than we did the whole relationship, but it doesn't excuse her actions. I have given her no direction on how to handle this situation, even after she asked me what to do. So far, she has confessed to the affair and given a fairly accurate timeline with details that paint her in a poor light. She has unconditionally accepted the responsibility for her poor actions and accepts any decision I come to. She has explained to her family what she has done, informed all the wedding guests that she messed up, and I left her for it. She has incurred all outstanding costs of the canceled wedding. She's recognized that she has destroyed a relationship, a marriage, and a family. She has shown me a confirmation of being signed up for a therapist and has blocked all forms of communication with the affair partner. She asked no questions when I asked for screenshots of the affair partner's last messages and missed calls, or about when the affair partner's wife reached out to me. All these things I have never hinted, asked, or demanded of her. This was all thought of and initiated by the wayward wife. The affair partner's wife and I had a half-hour phone call, and I filled her in on all the info I had. That poor woman. My situation is bad, but hers is far worse. I have reached out to a lot of my close friends for support and guidance, and the show of support has been very uplifting. I'm embracing all the hurt feelings when I get triggered by things while packing. It has helped immensely. I have shared with the wayward wife a book on how to help a partner heal after an affair, and she took it upon herself to fully read it the same day I shared it. Her attitude about giving me space has changed, and affirms she is committed to winning me back and doing whatever it takes. Only time will tell if she has the constitution to keep it up. That will be her true test, if she is remorseful and willing to improve. I have no idea what I'm going to do down the road, but all I can do is take it day by day. Final update. 10 days after Discovery Day. I've been chatting with her best friends who are having a tough time supporting her, as well as talking to the other betrayed spouse. I uncovered some texts and talks with the wayward wife. This is what I think happened based on the evidence and a bit of interpolation. We were a very outdoor activities kind of couple, and being stuck inside in close proximity really took a toll on both of us. We unfortunately didn't have the mechanisms to really express this and bottled these up. I became reclusive, and she felt unloved and unwanted, which wasn't reality. She has been known to self-destruct when she feels abandoned, due to her previous boyfriends cheating and leaving abroad with no notice. She didn't know the healthy way of dealing with those emotions, and was too scared to ask for help from her friends, family, and partner. This is why no one in her circles knew about this affair. She met the affair partner, and both became interested in each other's lives. He was a victim to a recent trauma, losing a pregnancy that the wayward wife didn't know of. The friendship progressed, and they took solace in each other's conversation. This escalated into an emotional affair and a physical affair later on. They were infatuated with each other, expressing love in the first few months. They had made an agreement on the condition of this arrangement, as to not blow their cover if their partner seemed to take every opportunity to work with my wayward wife, or follow her to different cities. This continued for a few months, but he was becoming unhappy that she wasn't putting in the effort to see him. He wanted to see her, and for her to stop sleeping with me, which she refused. This caused friction, and they started to bicker and fight. When they were apart, they fought and broke off the affair multiple times in the last few months of it. After they would separate, he would meet up with her, and they would start back up. They were addicted to the fantasy and the good feelings that were brought with it during the entire affair. The wayward wife was extremely stressed out in her daily life, which I noticed. The wedding was fast approaching, and we were buying a house soon in the worst market possible, and we were unsuccessfully trying to have a child for the past 1.5 years. From the beginning, I noticed the lack of boundaries with the affair partner and called her out on it multiple times. She lied and wanted to continue to fantasize. I think as we approached the wedding, the guilt and pressure from the affair partner and stresses of life really got to her. She knew that she couldn't confess because I would leave her, which she brought up 2 to 3 times in the last 6 months. I believe she was more worried about losing everything she had than the affair itself, which, as shown by a pattern of doubling down with lies and deceit, the delusion of everything We'll be okay if I wait long enough, but I can't break it off because the affair partner wants to tell his wife. I'm sure both the wayward wife and the affair partner were disgusted with themselves over what had transpired. How this ends is a bit of a mystery, as there isn't much concrete evidence of how things transpired. I believe both parties wanted out of the situation, but to what end is known. The wayward wife finished the conversation by crying to the affair partner and saying that confessing was her only option. She claims that she told him the affair was done and that she doesn't want to leave me and has to confess after breaking contact with the affair partner. He continued to message, call, and leave voicemails, dozens and dozens of them over the next few days. He waited 2 more days before telling his wife some of what had occurred. After a few more days, the wife had reached out to me in case I didn't know. Overall, this was a 1.5-month emotional affair and a 6-month physical affair. I left my wayward wife, and I am currently moving out. I need to work out these issues on my own, and I'm seeking therapy to help cope. Soon we will start a minimum 6-week, no contact, and go from there. I hope after reading your story. Here are my thoughts on the situation. I believe that the reason they truly feel sorry about what happened is because they are now facing the consequences of their actions. There is a big difference between that and actual remorse. Obviously, they didn't feel bad, or it would not have happened more than once. She wouldn't have tried to get you to be friends with him if she was truly sorry. She wanted you to be okay with him, so that it could be easier for her to keep him in her life. In my opinion, there is no mystery here that needs to be solved. The truth of the matter is that she prioritizes her own pleasure over your pain. I wish you the best of luck with your situation, OP. Let's see what the comments had to say. Hannah Malouf said, "I'm disturbed by your narrative, OP, in which you seem to find reasons why they had to get together and have the affair. Sorry, OP, but she had lots and lots of opportunities to put a stop to it way before it ever became in any way serious, let alone physical. She knew exactly what she was doing, what she was getting into, what she risked losing. And you know what? It didn't matter. She just went right ahead and went through with it all. You need to get your game head on now, OP, because you will never look at her as the same woman again. You will never, ever be able to look into her eyes and see anything even remotely resembling innocence, and that alone will suck the very essence out of you and your relationship. Good luck." NWT 11384 said, "Everyone in this needs therapy, not just you. Please stop taking any responsibility or making any excuse for either of them having an affair. Yes, they had reasons, but you will be surprised by the real reasons that would be uncovered in therapy for them. You need to heal yourself, and do you really want to be bonded with someone who dismisses their relationship like that? You all are not married, no kids, no mortgage, so it's best to not even attempt reconciliation. It takes 2 to 5 years for a relationship to recover from infidelity, and it may not. Good luck." Thanks for taking the time to listen to today's story. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and comment below on what your thoughts are on today's story. If there's a story you would like to share with me about your own situation or someone else's, and please do not hesitate to contact me. Take care. Everyone needs to.